Live from our studios on Karaba Avenue, this is the QTV Nightly News, which is also on Q Radio 103.3 FM, and I am Jul Denjai. Thank you for joining us. Here are the headlines. The Gambia Maritime Administration Staff Association hosted its inaugural Staff Awards Night and end-of-year party, uniting staff, management and guests to celebrate commitment and excellence within the administration. The Youth Impact Summit was held on Saturday, highlighting young people's role as drivers of innovation, entrepreneurship and national development. Hansen Seafood Gambia has donated 54 sustainable fishing pots to 2 artisanal fishermen at Tanje Beach, highlighting the company's commitment to promoting eco-friendly and sustainable fishing practices. And in international news, Guineans went to the polls on Sunday to elect a president for the first time since the 2021 military coup that ousted former President Alpha Condé. And in sports news, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, in collaboration with the National Sports Council, today presented a $6.5 million check to 15 sports committees and associations across the country. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, this is QTV News. Now, the Gambia Maritime Administration Staff Association hosted its inaugural Staff Awards Night and end-of-year party over the weekend, uniting staff, management and guests to celebrate commitment and excellence. Yafatu Gay tells us more.
The event was a historic milestone for the administration, marking the first formal recognition of outstanding staff through an organized award ceremony held alongside the annual end-of-year celebration. The initiative highlights management's dedication to motivating employees and promoting a culture of merit, professionalism and accountability. Out of a workforce exceeding 300 employees, several staff members were recognized for their exceptional contributions across different departments. Awardees were chosen using standardized and transparent criteria, ensuring a fair and credible selection process. Lamin Sawo is the president of the Gambia Maritime Administration Staff Association.
This is a historic moment. It is not just a ceremony. It is a crystallization of a promise. A promise to see each other, to value each other, and to ignite a culture where professional excellence is not only accepted, but it is recognized and celebrated.
The event featured presentations, entertainment, and expressions of appreciation, highlighting the vital role staff play in advancing the goals and mandate of the institution. Usman Toure, Deputy Director General of GMA, praised staff for their hard work, commitment, and dedication, emphasizing the importance of acknowledging and rewarding employees for their contributions to the institution's success.
When your staff feel seen, valued, and invested in, their output transcends mere duty. It becomes a pursuit of excellence. Management is profoundly committed not just to supporting, but to actively equipping this workforce with the right tools, in the right environment, and with the right recognition.
Mas Asigay is the board chairman of the GMA.
As a board, we are proud of the resilience, professionalism, and integrity which the Gambia Maritime Administration continues to stand as a national institution. Your collective commitment has strengthened our system, enhanced our credibility, and upheld the maritime interests of the Gambia.
The awards night is set to become an annual tradition, providing a platform to celebrate excellence, inspire higher performance, and foster greater unity among staff. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafa Tugay.
Now, the Youth Impact Summit showcased the pivotal role of young people in driving innovation, entrepreneurship and national development. On Saturday, the event brought together youth policymakers and development partners for meaningful dialogue and collaboration. Our Bob tells us more.
Participants took part in insightful discussions on youth involvement in governance, improving access to trade and employment, and leveraging regional integration to grow youth-led businesses. Usman Rahman, Programs Director of the Youth Impact Summit, emphasized that active youth participation is key to national development and sustainable growth.
The main purpose of the Youth Impact Summit is to bring young African leaders together to discourse about solutions that are affected, that would shape the future of this continent. So that's why we have young African leaders from across the continent, from Senegal, from Cote d'Ivoire, from Nigeria. The goal is how can we come together and then not only criticize or complain, but how can we come together and then shape the future that we want to see.
Yankuba Dabo, chairman of the Brikama Area Council, launched the Etiquette magazine, which means a fight for a good cause, in the Jola language at the Youth Empowerment event.
This magazine is going to be the vehicle to re-echo, to transcend those values, that mantra from here to every country in Africa.
The summit highlights young people turning challenges into opportunities, celebrating the resilience, dedication and impact of youth-led entrepreneurs shaping their communities. Fatou Kamara Jr., Executive Director of Youth Impact Summit, said the summit is designed to equip young people with the skills, networks and confidence needed to actively contribute to national development while creating opportunities for innovation, entrepreneurship and leadership. Faidatu Husseini, an international delegate from Cote d'Ivoire, shared her insights on the Youth Impact Summit, drawing from her experience as a social and economic entrepreneur.
The summit is very welcome because it brings together young African leaders from all the continent to come and think about how to impact more our community. And I think that this is a great initiative that's need to be supported.
Honorable Halifa Salah was the keynote speaker at the summit.
We need to sit down again, engage in national conversations, continental conversations, universal conversations on the way forward for the world. 4 revolutions must be waged before humankind can take charge of her destiny. The agrarian revolution, so that you can feed yourself.
Beyond discussions, the summit had tangible impact. Young participants gained access to mentorship, real-life success stories, and capacity-building sessions designed to enhance resilience, consistency, and sustainable growth in their entrepreneurial journeys. Many left inspired, armed with new ideas, connections, and the confidence to transform challenges into opportunities. For QTV News, I am our Bob.
Hansen Seafood Gambia has donated 54 sustainable fishing pots to 2 artisanal fishermen at Tanje Beach on Monday. The initiative underscores the company's commitment to promoting eco-friendly fishing practices while empowering the community to thrive sustainably. Jacqueline Coley attended the handing over ceremony, and this is her report.
According to Alubinjai, a representative of Hansen Seafood, the initiative also reinforces the company's leadership role in sustainable seafood processing in the Gambia.
This donation ceremony is more than just a recognition. It's a testament to the transformative power of collaboration by providing these sustainable fishing pots. Hansen is enabling the fishermen of Tanje to enhance their harvest, reduce environmental impact, and secure better livelihoods of their families.
Artisanal fishing, the backbone of many coastal communities, is a small-scale traditional form of fishing that relies on simple, low-key technology methods such as small birds, nets, hooks, spears, and fishing pots. These fishing strips are typically short, family-based, and focus on supplying local markets with techniques passed down through generations to ensure sustainable practices. The beneficiaries of this gesture are artisanal fishermen Pape Boy and Aliou Gueye.
We thank Hansen Seafood for their kind gesture. It was unexpected because we only supply fish to them and receive payment, but never did we expect something like this. This support will go a long way in helping us have a bountiful harvest at sea. I am confident that with these spots, we will be able to catch a greater variety of fish, which Hansen Seafood will eventually purchase. I cannot overemphasize their benefits. We are truly grateful for this support.
The donation of sustainable fishing pots not only strengthens the livelihoods of Pape Boy and Aliou Gueye, but also highlights the importance of responsible fishing practices in preserving marine resources. Hansen Seafood Gambia's initiative serves as a model for community engagement and environmental stewardship in the country's fishing sector. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jacqueline Collie.
We will now go for a commercial break. When we return, we have more local, international and sports news stories for you. Do stay tuned.
Good health starts with what is on your plates. That is why the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations FAO and the Ministry of Health have partnered to develop the food-based dietary guidelines to help us meet our nutritional needs, promote health and prevent disease. Consume 6 servings of staple foods daily. A serving could be half a bowl of boiled rice or half a loaf of tapa-lapa bread. Include whole grains and tubers like cassava and potatoes for a balanced meal. Make biofortified foods a priority, like orange flesh, sweet potato, or iron-rich cowpea. And choose fortified rice and flour for added nutrition. Eating well starts with a simple choice variety. Follow the food-based dietary guidelines for a healthier Gambia.
The godfather of Afro-Manding music, Jaliba Kuyate ay album Kutakutole Fintindi Holy Saturday, 10th of January 2026, Benjamin Hall, Paradise Suites Hotel, 9 p.m. VIP tickets $1,000, ordinary ticket $500. Father of the night, Suleiman Diouf Brusubi. Mother of the night, Musukeba Sane Trawale, Germany. Chief guest of honor, Momudu Turo Dabo. King of the night, Honorable Muhammad Kante Busumbala. Queen of the night, Nene Che Yasin Kebe. Auntie of the night, Binta Batabali Sabali Kombol Lamen. Owners of the night, Honorable Sidi SK Njai, Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, Make Kamara Salaji. Brothers of the night, Lamin Cham NPP, Kemo Sise GFF. Sisters of the night, Abiba Belgium, Fatou Kamara Petrogas, Maimuna Balde NPP. Princess of the night, Dr. Seina Bumbai Jaffa. Lady of the night, Nene Freda Gomez.
Welcome back, and this is QTV News. The Association of Alumni from St. Augustine's and St. Joseph's Senior Secondary Schools, known as Saints Nation, organized an international reunion on Friday with the goal of celebrating and revitalizing the legacy of their alma maters. Mam Naboka has the rest of the story.
The initiative, held under the theme Reshaping Future Generations, seeks to launch a series of curated events promoting responsible citizenship through education built on excellence and integrity. A key goal is to establish a sustainable endowment fund to support the schools and implement programs designed to boost student performance in academics, sports, and extracurricular activities. Despite decades of long-standing reputation as citadels of academic excellence, Due to consistently producing top-tier results in national exams and notable alumni who have significantly contributed to Gambia's development over the years, both St. Augustine's and St. Joseph's Senior Secondary School have grown to see a decline in infrastructure and academic standards. Paul C. Mendy, chairman of Saints Nation, noted that their mission is to amend this decline in standards with great vigor.
The members both in the Gambia here and those that are outside of the country, we have taken up this challenge. It's a huge task, no question about it. But we can assure you that we will do everything humanly possible to make sure that we transform both schools and take them back to where they belong, which is at the very top of the mountains.
Saliu Tal, a Saints Nation alumnus and prominent Gambian barrister, stated that the vision they aim to realize as a united body is clear. He emphasized that among themselves they will continue to nurture friendship and mutual support to stay steadfast in their mission.
We envision a Saints Nation that produces leaders who think rightly, act ethically, and serve selflessly.
Tijan Masane Sise, veteran sports journalist, called on alumni from other institutions to emulate the same spirit to help advance Gambia's education sector.
All of us here should be on one voice that we have issues in our education system, and together, like enshrined in our national pledge, it is a combination of government and the people. And when we come together, we can move mountains.
Here is Fatumas Job, a key figure in Gambian public and international affairs.
We want everybody to support us. It's no joke. We mean well for this country. This is our country. And it's our responsibility to help the government. We cannot expect them to do everything.
As they gear up for fundraising to support their initiatives, Saints Nation underscored the historic significance of the reunion and expressed excitement about the meaningful improvements it will bring to the schools, along with the broader positive impact on the nation's educational landscape. Mam Nabuka, reporting for QTV News.
Now on to some international news. Guineans went to the polls on Sunday to elect a president for the first time since the 2021 military coup that ousted former President Alpha Condé. The vote is widely seen as a pivotal moment in Guinea's long and delicate transition back to civilian governance. Aissatou Bari tells us more.
The election comes after months of political negotiations, constitutional reforms, and pressure from regional and international bodies, urging the military to restore democratic rule. Voting was held nationwide under tight security, with long queues reported at polling stations in the capital Conakry and in regional towns. The 2021 coup, led by Colonel Mamadou Doumbouya, brought Guinea under military rule following years of political unrest and controversy under constitutional changes that allowed President Condé to seek a third term. The junta later promised a transitional culmination in democratic elections, though the process faced multiple delays. While the voting process was largely peaceful, some logistical issues arose, including late openings at certain polling stations and concerns over voter lists. Opposition parties and human rights organizations emphasized the need for transparency and inclusivity to ensure the election's credibility. Observers from civil society and regional organizations were deployed to monitor the polls, and authorities urged citizens to remain calm and respect the results. Some voters described the election as an opportunity to move past years of instability, while others expressed cautious optimism, citing previous electoral disputes and governance challenges. As ballots are counted and results are expected within 48 hours, this presidential election represents a crucial test of Guinea's commitment to democratic renewal. For many citizens, it is more than just a choice of leadership. It is an opportunity to restore constitutional order, rebuild trust in state institutions, and set the country on a more stable political path after years of uncertainty. Aissatou Bari, QTV News.
Up next is Sports News. As part of its sports infrastructure and youth development initiative, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, in collaboration with the National Sports Council, today presented a $6.5 million check to 15 sports committees and associations across the country. Mamadou Gajaga reports.
The $6.5 million checks were received by several communities across different regions following the signing ceremony. The funds will be used for community sports infrastructure projects, including fencing of football fields, construction of pavilions, installation of lighting, and other related works. The beneficiaries include Serekunda East Sports Development Association (SESDO) and the Brikama Sports Committee, each receiving $1 million, while the Serekunda West Sports Committee received $500,000. Other beneficiary communities include Njawara, Kiti, and Busura. Mahmoud El Jawla, Acting Executive Director of the National Sports Council, highlighted the importance of the initiative, while Mamadou Yusufa Cham, President of SESDO, speaking on behalf of the beneficiaries, said the project is intended to complement their ongoing efforts.
The Gambia today marks a very significant milestone in our collective effort to strengthen sports development and empower youth through sports infrastructural development. As you know, sports infrastructure is more than just a facility and a playing field. It is a foundation for talent development, discipline, teamwork, and healthy lifestyle.
Sports is two things I always say and I always advocate for. We have to create the facilities. If the facilities is ready, we create the platform. And the young people will definitely excel in it. When we have the facilities, we create the platform. The platforms are the competitions. When we have the competitions, at the end of the day, Gambia is going to benefit.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports has continued to initiate and support community-based sports infrastructure projects across the country. One of the latest is the Mboyo Field in Serekunda Central, which was extensively renovated and modernized with a grass pitch, a multi-sports court, and an athletics area. The Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Y. Baji, said the initiative is community-driven, noting that communities often begin such projects on their own. He urged beneficiaries to ensure the funds are used strictly for their intended purposes.
Why infrastructure? Because anytime you talk about challenges in this country, one of the major issues is the lack of proper football fields, is the lack of football fields that are not fenced, or football fields that don't have proper facilities like Bahama grass or change room for the players to have a comfortable environment to play. But you travel around the country, communities demand for football field fencing. And so we believe that is the beginning.
With communities now empowered to improve local sports facilities, the initiative is expected to expand access to safe and modern sporting spaces, nurture young talents, and strengthen grassroots sports development nationwide. Our stakeholders commit to accountability and effective use of the funds. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
This is all we have for you in this edition of the News Bulletin, but before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. The Gambia Maritime Administration Staff Association hosted its inaugural Staff Awards Night and end-of-year party, uniting staff, management and guests to celebrate commitment and excellence within the administration. The Youth Impact Summit was held on Saturday, highlighting young people's role as drivers of innovation, entrepreneurship and national development. And Hansen Seafood Gambia has donated 54 sustainable fishing pots to 2 artisanal fishermen at Tanje Beach, highlighting the company's commitment to promoting eco-friendly and sustainable fishing practices. In international news, Guineans went to the polls on Sunday to elect a president for the first time since the 2021 military coup that ousted former President Alpha Condé. And in sports news, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, in collaboration with the National Sports Council, today presented a $6.5 million check to 15 sports committees and associations across the country. That is all we have for you in this edition of the News Bulletin. Do join us again at 10 p.m. for another News Bulletin. Thank you for watching.